Get dunked on. Hmm? I don't have a comment. What is this thing going on about? I'm actually good at this game, so... I need to get my adventure rank up anyway. That's not what I do.
Guess we can rest a bit.
God, you're short. I need a taller bow user. Oh wait, hold on. Bitch, I need this. What?
Time for retribution! Ha! Ha!
quests. Oh, this one I'm not gonna do that.
the Jade Chamber. Yes, this must be the way.
Trespasses on these hallowed grounds.
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this? No. Wait. Maybe she pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a millilithium? Now Paimon's mad. You! Over there! This is a trick, isn't it? How shameless.
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shame?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders at once!
Well, here they come!
Your new match of a level 70 Deluxe.
Who goes there? Take the target alive. Verdict is... Attack! Bested. Two arms. Time for retribution. Take this.
Beaten.
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Kutching, these two strange people suddenly appeared.
Who are you calling strange?
You want to go to the Jade Chamber?
We're invited guests here to look for the Liyue Qixing.
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liyue Qixing.
You are?
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes?
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere either.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair. And yet, it was fixed in a single night. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding?
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery, even to the Qixing.
That was... Eh? Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have any idea why Lady Tianquan invited us to go to the Jade Chamber?
Just call me Kuching.
Kuching.
I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you?
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god.
Wait, what?
Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they even wonder if there might be a cover-up. I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adepti.
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing?
I forgot what the Qixing is.
Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time were quite restrained. Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. How surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt we can do that here. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
Another super bold statement.
I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. But you're a good listener, traveler. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor. Each brings rich gifts as they visit, all to curry a little favor with Ningguang.
Favor? But wait, that's right. Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue.
All right. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me tell you how to get to the Jade Chamber first. You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Well then, may we meet again, traveler.
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon... So, what should... Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night. Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super rich person like Ningguang. Why don't we go with that for a gift? Nope! But Paimon's sure that we just need to make it with some boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka.
Let's go gather ingredients. Time waits for no one, and neither will our riches.
Triple down.
Ooh, look at that slime. It looks crystal clear and very delicious. That's the one.
You whore.
Huh? Is it just Paimon? Huh? Did you hear that? It seemed like it came from those rooms. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure...
There's no end to this.
Wait, what?
Time for retribution!
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. But when they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Aw, it was nothing. No need to...
I understand. Don't say that. I only escaped this predicament because of you. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing Jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these mountains in search of antiques. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure?
Wait a moment. Actually, we are looking for something.
Oh? And what might that be?
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service in the 7 nations. Now just give me a moment, and I'll let the boss know. You can go see her whenever you require that box.
Great! Paimon's sugar frosted slime now comes in a beautiful packet.
Froggy!
time. Leave it to me. Whew. Huh, I'm here. Let's go, let's go. Whew. I won't accept defeat. Ah! It's not over yet. Spring Fairy. Don't leave me. Yeah! Pew pew! On the rocks!
It's nothing.
Okay. How do I change my party again? What the fuck? How the hell do I fix my party?
This is destiny.
Okay, hold on, what? I'm now confused. What? I have no idea what the hell is going on.
Scry the sky. Scry the sky. Yeah. Hey there! A guy called Mung Dan told us that we could get a nice and shiny box from your store.
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business. Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history.
Yep. It's great! Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other thing?
Sure, please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack. It's done!
That's a
The
stupid
one
idea.
and only sugar-frosted slime! Carefully now. Into the box it goes and dust it over with a bit more powdered sugar.
Oh yes, you might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decorations too.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful!
I mean, that is cute.
Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box,
She's gonna kick us out of the jade chamber.
Scry the sky.
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Ah, yes.
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guess, but for the Yuhang. What's going on here?
We don't do anything right here.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
It's Ningguang. Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift. I hope you like it.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guests.
Oh no, it's nothing.
I'm glad you like it too. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you.
Cool.
As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait, was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? No. Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours.
Damn. Oops. Did that mean Paimon swore?
At the Guizhang Ballista, yes?
You were peeking on us from the sky.
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason... heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and many lives were lost. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tibet. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7.
Kinda 6 now with venting the question.
You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war.
Really?
Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon.
Shit.
Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but the Order of the 7 will not collapse simply because of that. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from before. Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions. That day at Eugene Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there, you no doubt saw. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvia was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, Traveler?
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Well answered. The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within are complete. So please, this way.
God. We're gonna cause so much havoc, aren't we? It's pretty.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first.
Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets, but the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, Traveler? You're rather special, really, and I think you're quite aware of that. If possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching...
You're in front of me, so I'm gonna say you.
You'd pick Kuching?
I had another choice?
I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power. Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the Exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation. And also to prevent something similar to the incident. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit.
Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for their rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say...
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return.
It's all right. I like direct people.
She's food motivated.
We have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can pick any one object here as you please, and you may take it with you.
Oh god.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that. Let's see. What should we get? One of the sheets on that wall. Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail. Just imagine how much more a full untorn sheet would sell for.
Seriously?
Let's grab one, the biggest one.
You're killing me.
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there. La 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 la. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Huh? Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy. Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of missions for research on the Sigil of permission. Huh? Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of permission. Oh, you really think? Well, should we not... Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth. That's way out of... Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers and see if the Fatui really are up to no good there.
You didn't even grab a piece of paper. Ay, ay, ay. Shouldn't have done that. Oh, well, I'm screwed. don't know. I don't like her powers, but I kind of like her character design. Probably because it's how I probably would design my own characters. Pebble as hell. Though she is always bested by stairs when sprinting, which is a huge downside. What? What does it do? I was curious on what that did.
Shadows of fate.
I think I have a shitty book on her. Oh, I can ascend her. What?
This is destiny. Just what will we come across this time?
The best book I have. It's not even that good. How do I unlock the equipment? There we go.
the Adepti end up in... Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Teo created the Sigil of Permission, it wasn't to be used as some old relic. Talismans like that were what maybe the Fatui are copying the Sigil of Permission, being able to channel divine power in battle, and the... Alright, the last stop on our rite of parting preparations tour is Diwa Marsh. Let's go!
Oh, I just realized what he... Oh no, he gave us a fucking tester one. And if we came back alive, it would have meant that... Oh, it worked, which means it gives them their divine power. Oh fuck, I think that's what happened. I'm so fucked.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty and expensive.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust? What did you talk about?
She's super rich, and so, yeah, her take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. She thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Oh. So you also met with Keqing then?
She said...
I don't know why, but Keqing just sounds like...
If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that tour, then what future is there for Liyue?
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the... Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intention. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would never give up the Jade Chamber.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most...
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into to Liyue, and that they aren't to be trusted.
Well, they aren't.
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me. No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui. Always be on your guard.
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Dihual Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Today, we'll be gathering wild...
Blaze lilies? Well, why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yujing Terrace have some? Even Qingse village has blaze lilies. Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers. Maybe we could ask her.
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people. They won't do it all. Dihual Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower that listens to human song. Before the Archon War, Dihual Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded, turning it into the marsh you see now. Nearly all the glaze lilies were wiped out. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. But very few people know that glaze lilies may still be found in the wild. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies and place the powder in a censer of everlasting incense. But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. No, I need you to sing to them. Singing to the flowers will make them more fragrant.
So how good is it, really?
We'll only know once she starts singing.
Oops, I meant to pause. You're still watching?
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. These petals look interesting. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these petals.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals be useful for the rite of parting?
Unfortunately, no.
Should buy me a quarter pounder. Almost a Big Mac. I hate the sauce.
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey, it's...
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you
Nothing without you, cutie.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Oh, she's cute.
A little off about Ganyu. She's acting different from the first time.
Oh, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just...
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it.
You know what? You're a dick, and I no longer like you.
Whenever my
If you
duties
send
take
me
me near
moldy
Yujing
food,
Terrace these days, I
I'll
draw the
simply
wind.
cease to exist.
Sorry.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed my emotions yet. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7.
Why did you type W twice instead of E? God. And no matter how much you do for me, don't send me moldy food. It'll be big sad. I will exist, not more.
The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, of the current 7 Archons, this means that Liyue had been under Rex...
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This... As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus...
Huh? Did you just say, as an Adeptus?
Yes, I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War.
You're not mortal. You're like over 2,000 years old, you old bitch.
After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day. Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for glaze lilies?
I am.
I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too?
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now. Good luck.
God, she's cute.
And that just about does it. Given the ease of picking glaze.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him.
I've had enough venture. Beginning a new undertaking is always... So you must be careful to take the time.
Wow. See? Alright. I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor.
You don't even know what I look like. Ow, 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 ow. Ah, fuck, I managed to hurt myself again. Wow, I could be like 400 pounds. God, you're a blessing. Also, sorry if I sound weird right now. I have my retainer in. Forgot to mention that.
the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume.
I know it's reversible. What if I have a medical condition?
The Millilith are watching our every move.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Kart.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current...
The Adepti do not acknowledge
super bad medical
They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop.
I think I bruised my thigh.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands.
And what now?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatu. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you.
Oh. God, I love you.
Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance?
Depends on what actions they take, dude.
Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr.
Ow, every time I laugh it hurts.
We've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wang. Consider your next course.
So what does Zhongli mean? Oh, Paimon gets it. He must be waiting for... Well, where could we find him then? Where would he go at a time like this?
Because you're funny. I have no idea how I managed to hurt myself, but I've done it. Toodaloo. I'm always going to be in pain. You don't have to worry about it too much. No! Don't just watch. I'd like you to commentary. Well... It's only a little leg cramp. It'll be fine. Plus, I'm laying down uncomfortable, so my back doesn't even hurt. No. I think I know what's going to happen. Oh, fuck. I'm glad you don't have weights. Weights are stupid. I'm better. Ah. Dude, I'm always grateful for you. Oh, I've got to adjust. Oh, I know what this is. I always miss little old you. So thank you. I am 90% sure this is a boss fight, and I'm 80% sure I'm gonna die. Yeah. Okay, got healer, fire. I think this is a good setup. Oh, wrong button. No. Shit. Oh, this is a lot of pressure. This is like one of the harder fights in the game.
Wow. This is the golden house? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even... This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that... Oh, so it's a trap. Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, or better yet, take a nap on top of a... Oh, right. It's quiet. Too quiet.
Oh.
Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important. Huh? Look! What happened here?
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia...
Oh, fuck. I can take little twink boy out. I can do it. I can't do it. Oh, I can take little twink boy out. Oh, come on.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
I don't even know what dross means, I'm gonna be honest.
Planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway.
Yeah, I got a tall little
discussion and
dude.
diplomacy has already passed. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am the battle.
Battle? So you're the...
He's a
You could say
tryhard.
that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the out. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend
Your
to
name
fight
is
me?
Child,
Good.
so
I
I'm
won't
gonna...
kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the thrill of battle. Besides, you could never defeat me. Fighting talk, I love it.
Oh, fuck.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now,
Wait,
amuse
what?
me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Decided by destiny.
Verticus?
Where the fuck did he go?
Cowering already?
Oh, I just lost you. Oh, 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 oh. God.
Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Delve into destiny.
No use hiding back there.
Oops, wrong character. Oh, is there another one? But I won!
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exodia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected!
Please not be in there.
I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
What the fuck? 3-stage battle, really? Oh, I am so unbelievably fucked. Okay,
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now.
I want to have
Take
it
it from you.
We didn't take it! Let me scry. Shadows of fate.
Die.
Oh. Did I win?
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis. no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Senora's initial. You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept away in the process. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osiris,
A god?
overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the GR Archon in the Archon War. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
I fucking knew it.
Hey! Those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now! The Fatui have been researching...
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research.
I called it.
With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well.
I kinda wonder what he looks like. Okay, that's kinda terrifying actually. Never mind, I don't wanna know what he looks like.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone! That guy is fast! What's going on?
I gotta set up for this one. Oh, hey baby, what's up? You like sitting in there? Little boys? Little boys, little boys? Little boys?
If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea?
What are you doing here?
Huh? I don't see a comment.
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chi-Sing. Is the fighting over?
Faced with the calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for...
Paimon gets it. So how do you plan... This overlord of the vortex guy puts a pin in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence, which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing?
No, that's scary. Yeah. He's scary as fuck.
So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gather?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion...
What? Wait, all of you are...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one.
It's saying you're leaving comments on the screen, but I'm not seeing them.
So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now. Yep.
God, I love Nindong.
The Fatui! They're attacking the ancient ballista!
Alright, bitches, let's do this.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Fatui disturb their work.
Where are they?
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Looks like I went too far. Have a load of this.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar.
The fuck?
Be careful not to get hit.
Immediately gets hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Oh, my battle effects are off.
This quickly.
The ancient god's attacking again!
Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy. That light from your body. It's like the time in Julian Cars. Wow, it's Madam Ping's shockwave. This granny's really strong.
Retribution!
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
Why don't you help fight instead?
Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
I have no idea what I'm using in battle.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Come back, thank you. Challenge failed.
Look at me. Just
But none of them broke.
This isn't good.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we...
I think I glitched the game. Does it mean I have to fight Child again? Please tell me it doesn't mean I have to fight Child again. Huh. Oh my god, why is it giving me this met thing? I don't know how I lost. Did the time run out?
Excuse me, do you...
Yes. How many...
It's not convenient to...
Ah, well said.
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not...
I swear to god, if it threw me back this far, I'm going to actually kill myself. Nah, they were good.
If we hadn't happened to see the did we make it?
What are you?
Huh? Hold on. It's the...
Faced with the calamity of such...
Oh, Paimon gets it. Just seeing this overlord of the vortex...
It's not just you. We've got new... which is why we must stop them.
So the Archon War was... So will the power of the Qixing...
We've already discussed this.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardian...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qixing did once, and as fate would have it. For what could you more?
I suppose this is one blood. So be it. We haven't a moment to spare. Yep.
Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness. Sile's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Oh, I didn't even see it coming that time.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
The ancient gods attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We can't look!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is dental energy. That light from your body. It's like the time in Julian Cars. Wow, it's Madam Pink's shockwave. This granny's really strong.
How do I use it though?
This isn't good. Verdict is... Looks like I... That's quickly.
Prepare to be blown away.
Yes. This is it. This isn't
With the blood of the Chelian, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast.
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
How do I use it in battle?
Verdict is...
not breaking a sweat. My duty.
Yeah.
Let's move.
Burn!
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Time for retribution! Burn!
My duty.
Time for retribution!
The Fatui
These numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Wait. Oh.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Oh. We're so dead.
Be careful now.
Hottie.
The Genshin ballista is destroyed.
I'd
Without
give you
its covering
heads.
fire, retaliation will be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Jeez. Oh my god. See.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Lyra 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Lyra and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat, but that does not mean that the Lyra of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Lyra?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebearers would see Lyra in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promised.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks, and thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern rite!
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to... The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have what? Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but what if a child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out? But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need...
Oh.
Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the... Right of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhang Li's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Oops.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that
We've come to see Zhang Li. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhang Li isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the... Last time we saw Zhang Li was... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the... We had better go and make sure...
Oh shit, chest. Oh, that wasn't part of anything I needed to do. Whoops. Oh, it's 2:30 in the morning. Whoops.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Chai.
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must...
Well, if it isn't you two, this is our first time seeing each other since Liyue.
I knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chia? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Lyra goes into an uproar. Talk about it.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them...
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You've finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer, so I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue. Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, They even tried to... And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, Traveler. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all!
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of the battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of the city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapolyarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Huh. She's hot as fuck.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, my agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Dick.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Though the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
I broke it. Oh, chest.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex and
Say, do you think the person who assassinated...
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean it all. Still, what's...
Ah, forget it.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head. So Rex Lapis is really... Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? I don't think... There's only one real possibility. Fatui. Shh. Oh.
Hear ye all! The Chising's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too, gods and adepti live. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis, having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
So that's how they're spinning. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Could the Chising already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? Did Jean? Exactly, right? Ooh.
Previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must... Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tin. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Chising always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long.
Yeah?
Name your price. You deserve that much.
Infinite Mora.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Let it see. Well.
Perhaps.
The cleanup of the...
Hey. Come here, you geezer.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! And here you are looking up...
Right. If the two...
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. I might have believed you if you were
I knocked my
treating
cat off the
us
bed.
You're right. I do...
But why would more...
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create more. But since I have chosen to walk... When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an...
Oh, no what? But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora at...
Well, we were only spending for 2... In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange... I will treasure the memories that I made. That is true.
Paimon thinks that we should make...
I fear that continuing your journey may... Yes. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue prefer to call me...
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That's it! Though Zhongli, since you're Rex...
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, this is what visions are.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Tibet see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun...
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the 1,000-armed, 100-eyed god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because...
Whoa.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the 7, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that 7 ideals for... All right then. Was there anything else? Ah, that was a good one. Fail. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to...
Yeah. Are you comfortable, little guy? I don't think I want this chick. Though the 4-star is kinda cool. Oh, that's what reminds me of what I gotta do. How do I get more of these again? Shit, I forgot to get these things. There's one more from here. Let's see if it's any good. It is not. Oh, you get startless with pulling on this.
Do not seek to emulate the past, for there is no law that can suffice for all time.
That's kind of cool. I just wanted her because she's cute as fuck. Nothing good again. Okay, he's kind of good at it.
Let the show begin. Ready, steady, go!
Unthinkable! Embrace the ice!
I broke the game again, didn't I? I didn't mean to do that, didn't mean to do that. Let me stop, I don't want to do that. Didn't want to do that, I meant to claim my shit, not fucking do it again. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, she's cute, it's just... I don't want to pull this band out. Well, anymore, I guess. I just wanted to see if I can get that 4-star. Cool. Fuck. You cutie. Why haven't you refused to leave my side yet?
Ready for trial. Incinerate!
Oh, that's so cute.
Ah, children, come.
Oh, what is it?
Oh, no. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our head...
A gift? For Paimon?
When you traversed my old... That fortunately, I will not... The teapot that you entered previous...
So, it's...
Oh, but that's an...
That's right!
Oh, settle down now, children. There's... What's more, well, for starters, I require... You would have to dig, but almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since... Even more in any case, Smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure. Goodness knows that...
Well, since...
Yes.
I'm back, Granny.
I just got her.
I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. Yenfei, I believe you've already heard of the Traveler and...
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millelith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millelith, before finally defeating an ancient... A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to...
All right, Yenfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are... You'll have to excuse Yenfei.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long time. And then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom.
They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with...
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff?
Well, my dad did say that he talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for. The chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like...
Is that so? Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way?
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go. Hold on.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you read in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or... Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Crossel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, he mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he... So, I guess I'll go look for him. Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
We took the place. You want attention, don't you? I'm sorry. That's really funny. I like just got her. God, that's adorable. Hey, you two just love being together, don't you? The big boy and the little boy.
Hello, Mr. Crossel. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advisement.
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire... Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins?
Wait, isn't Smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about...
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Ms. Zhiqiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item, in return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Ms. Zhiqiao in the event that it...
Guaranteed genuine? With 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false? Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need.
In that case, might you know where Ms. Zhiqiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossel.
Crossel?
Incinerate!
Incinerate! I didn't know I can buy stuff here. Butt, 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 butt. Butt, 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 butt. Butt, 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 butt. What? He's playing with your tail, bubbles. Oh, okay. Don't eat my nose ring, okay?
Whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me. Is there...
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from it. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at
the hairpins? I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by myself. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay them... My family is in the ore business too. But business has been suffering ever since. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around. So we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. That's what the hairpins were for, well, to keep up. But now that I've lost the hairpin...
Why does Paimon have a set
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I...
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Mr. Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well, I mean...
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a lead. True. Though surely they're...
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost. Whichever way you look at it,
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the Jadeite is genuine, would there?
Please. Please. However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our... Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Monsieur Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstone... My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossell's.
Sold her fake hairpins so they couldn't prove they were fake. And she owes her money.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. You lost them? Are you serious?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mora! Do you have any idea what I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus Jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins?
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
He is mega sus. I am sure those are fake jades.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins...
What do you mean?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus Jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel...
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elements... If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus Jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in the...
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and...
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I...
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yanfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint.
This contract has so many pages.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through.
I've had a read through. Everything...
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away. I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before.
Miss Yanfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossel. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. But either way, it's a lead.
As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to get our hands on some Smaragdus jadeite. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when if Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Well, surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnine merchant named Crossell enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnine merchant named I do remember that. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore.
Thank you, sir. We'll take...
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and... Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, so, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards?
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an and, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
Alright, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why?
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
Miss Yanfei?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir.
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite...
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But...
Oh, I have my reasons. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr.
Yes, I see.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up?
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it! Xingxi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith.
Well, that was quick.
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important. But the amendments, as such,
So you helped them
Yes, well, that's no obstacle.
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law is... Oh, this has nothing to do with being an Adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again, with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Sing-Si.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened?
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. Has a merchant by the name of Crossel asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Krosel. Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. This order was on hold for a very long time, and only
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Miss Sing-Si, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more.
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Mr. Krosel wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called The Inlaid Gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the
Thank you, Sing-Si. Now, could you let me borrow this document?
Sure. It isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a...
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
I believe we have almost all the evidence we...
The weirdo with the snake around his neck?
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that Smaragdus Jadeite. Once we have this final piece...
Hey, little guy. Are you trying to balance on my arm? God, you're so close to my face. Don't touch my headphones, pretty please. Are you comfortable? You're like straddling my arm. Why are you so interested with my headphones?
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs. And if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well, now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I? No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite. Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, the Seven Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow. It is abundant in elemental energies. Anyway, I'm sure you did. I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit That
is indeed the case.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment. I wonder, Miss Yanfei. Ah, you needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baizhu.
You're purring.
Thank you for penning us that document. You're too kind. Take care now.
That Baizhu guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon?
Oh, there he is, down there.
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
It's just a controller, bud. Don't need to freak out.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss...
Of course. Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her?
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin Phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times...
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus Jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hair...
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative... This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and an affidavit signed by the business owner, Chateau.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite. In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the...
That's an unsubstantiated...
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated.
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence.
Hard evidence. Something legally binding.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the minute...
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either.
You know, you...
Of course I'm right. All the evidence showed.
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall... Traveler, would you do the honors?
What's this?
Smaragdus Jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus Jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall seriously ill. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus Jadeite?
I had no...
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient, considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence present... I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear, Mr. Crossell.
Huh? No,
Aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus Jadeite? Is that... You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means... Mr. Crossell, your answer, please.
He's seriously intimidating right now.
I admit it. I confess. But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus Jadeite, in the hopes of turning it... But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink, or... I went to Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that... That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus Nephrite, which is almost... I kept the real Smaragdus Jadeite in a specially made box. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Zhiqiao lost the hairpins.
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
I didn't want to either. But when I purchased that Smaragdus Jadeite, some of my business partners... If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then...
Alright, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to...
10 times?
Crusoe looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus Jadeite.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that much, Mora. Even if the Smaragdus Jadeite on those hairpins was fake,
Ms.
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of
What? But I... All right, then.
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn the Smaragdus Jadeite over to you.
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go. But whatever. It'll do.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit and express my thanks more appropriately.
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm... Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I could see from the hairpins you produced that you're very skilled in jewelry design. If we could join forces...
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jadeite that Granny wants too.
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've... even though the solution didn't...
The right solution depends on your perspective on the problem. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to reduce her liability to pay compensation. So, rather than looking high and low for some hairpins, proving that the rented item was nowhere near worth what the vendor had claimed it to be was the more efficient solution. An Adeptus. Speaking of, Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal...
Paimon can think of someone who would...
Well, since we got what we came for...
Oh, scratched me. I scared you, I'm sorry. Ooh.
You've returned. Good, good. Then we have...
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me.
Oh, you... Oh.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't... I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars get discounts, too.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot.
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he stood beside Rex Lapis. Ah, indeed she is. Liyue has changed. And the Adepti must also learn to change. Yanfei might be overly garrulous,
Oh, you're on the
but she is
shelf?
also the most intimately equipped. Liyue, all right then.
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
It's
Hold it
teapot!
firmly. If you were to drop it, take these blueprints with you as a...
Wait a minute, Granny! How exactly are we supposed...
Oh, you needn't worry about that.
What is the difference? I can preview. Which one's cuter? I think I'm just gonna do this one. I should have looked into that more, actually. Oops.
Wow! This teapot's fun, but there's just a whole load of nothing around it. I can't do still. Oh, wait a second.
A birdie!
Wow, it seems that we have a visitor.
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am a teapot spirit, and you may call me... hang on a moment. What am I supposed to be called again? Oh, call me.
So you're the little...
Madam Ping? You may leave all matter. Your journey may be far from... Though it is the Adepti who create realms such as this. Thus, we teapots, you may consider now allow... Have you any blueprints on you? As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion...
Blueprints?
Yes, these are the blueprints I'm talking. Just commit the image of the objects to memory, then simply read.
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside, couldn't we?
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to... He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adeptal power, even that has its limits. This world is not a true one, after all. It provides merely a moment of brief respite from the more...
A golden-eyed adeptus?
I hardly remember myself. Well, let's not dwell on that. If there's anything...
I have no idea what's going on. What? What is this? Oh, we have our little house. Serenity. Are you chewing my cords? But I want to build. Oh, I should end stream for right now anyway. Goodbye, everyone.